Bro, real quick, why aren't you joining the Solo Creator Hub yet? You're literally holding yourself back.
Most AI videos look fake. You've seen it. The skin looks plastic, the face feels rubbery, and no matter how smooth the animation is, you can still tell something is off. And that's the real problem. It's not the animation tools, it's the foundation. The character never looked real to begin with. If you've used tools like Runway, Pika, or even VEO, you already know they're great at motion, but they can't fix a weak character base. They can animate it, but they can't make it look human. And with how fast AI video tools are improving, the real advantage today isn't better motion, it's better realism. Every upgrade in the industry points toward the same thing. The closer the base character looks to a real person, the better the entire video turns out. And this is where Higgsfield steps in. Instead of starting with a fake-looking face, it gives you a realistic character base trained on specific models. You just describe the look, age, hair, style, and it builds a clean, photorealistic starting point. And once that foundation looks real, everything you build on top becomes instantly more cinematic. So let me show you why this foundation changes everything you create next. Most AI videos fall apart for one simple reason. The characters never look real. The skin looks a bit plastic, the face moves in strange ways, and even if the animation is good, your viewers can still tell something feels off. That's why so many creators get stuck. It's not that the tools can't animate, it's that the foundation never looked believable in the first place. Higgsfield fixes that problem at the root. Instead of trying to patch fake-looking faces after the animation, it gives you a realistic character base from the very start. And once that base image looks real, the entire workflow instantly looks more cinematic. This is the part most tools skip, and it's the part that matters the most. Here are the key reasons why Higgsfield is such a game changer. First, the photorealism. Higgsfield gives you a character base that actually holds up when you animate it. No warped eyes, no rubbery skin, none of that AI look we all try to avoid. You start with something that already feels real, and that becomes the foundation for everything that comes after. Second, it's trained on specific models. This is why the faces look sharper and the skin looks more natural. It isn't pulling from a generic dataset, it's built to create human-like characters that actually look like people. Third, it makes character creation simple. You don't need modeling skills or design experience. You just describe the character, the age, the hair, the style, and Higgsfield turns that into a clean, realistic base image. It makes the hardest part of the process feel easy. Fourth, it fits perfectly into pro workflows. You can generate the base in Higgsfield, clean the skin with Enhancore, animate with VEO, then upscale with tools like Recraft. Because the starting point is solid, every step after comes out looking better. And finally, you get precise control. If you need a specific spokesperson or a consistent recurring character, you can define exactly how they look and keep that identity across all your content. When you start with a strong, realistic character foundation, every other tool in your workflow works better. With Higgsfield, you can spend less time fixing fake-looking faces and more time focusing on your ideas. Now that you understand why the foundation matters so much, let's look at how this works in a real workflow. So first, we start with a simple manual trigger in N8N. When I click Execute Workflow, the workflow will auto-run from start to finish, but in this tutorial, I'm going to run each node one by one so you can clearly understand what they do. Next, we move into the part where we fetch data from Google Sheets. This node looks inside the sheet called Google Tutorial 5. As you can see, we've set return only first matching row, so it will return one row each time with the status value set to pending. By always grabbing the first pending row, we make sure the workflow processes items one by one in a clean, organized queue. Each row is basically one job because it includes everything: the character details, the dialogue, the action, and all the other fields. So you can define all the character traits in your Google Sheet along with the dialogue you want your character to speak. After we get the row, we send it straight into the AI agent. This is the step where we turn all that structured data into a single smooth, cinematic photo prompt. The agent uses a GPT model and follows strict rules. No lists, no bullet points, no extra explanations. Just a clean visual description that covers the character, the lighting, the camera angle, the mood, and the environment. This step is important because the quality of this paragraph determines how good the final image from Higgsfield will be. Next step, generating the realistic photo with Higgsfield. Once we have that polished prompt, we send it into the Higgsfield 0.5 selfie node. To use Higgsfield with the API, go to cloud.higgsfield.ai and register an account. Then you can top up credits. Here's the trick. If you don't want to purchase 500 credits at once, you can set up your payment method, add your billing info, and turn on auto top-up with a small amount, like $5. Now, go to the overview page and search for the model you want. I'm using Sol Standard with the 0.5 selfie style, and I set the aspect ratio to 9:16. Then click curl to get the API request details. Before executing, make sure you set your API key on the API keys page. Back in the node, use custom auth for authentication and set the key like this. Now you can run the node and wait for the result. Higgsfield doesn't give us the image instantly. Instead, it returns a request ID and a status link, which means the image is being rendered in the background. The next step is simple. We add a short wait so we don't check too early. After that, we call the status URL to see if the image is finished. Once the job completes, we get the final image URL. This becomes our base portrait. The realistic face will animate in the next stages. Step 6. Upscaling the image for better quality. Now we move on to the upscaling step. We take the image from Higgsfield and send it to FAL's Crisp Upscaler. This sharpens the details and gives us a higher resolution image. Just like before, the job goes into a queue, so we add another short wait and then fetch the finished upscale. Now we have a clean, high-quality portrait ready for animation. Step 7. Generating the video with VO 3.1 fast. Next, we move into video generation. We send the upscaled image into the VO 3.1 fast node, together with a prompt built from the original sheet row. The speaker name, the accent, the dialogue, and the action all get combined into one natural sentence that VO uses to animate the character. We set the clip to 4 seconds, enable audio generation, and keep the aspect ratio at 9:16 for vertical video. Depending on your message, you can set a longer duration, like 8 or 12 seconds. This request also goes into a queue, so we add another short wait, and then we fetch the final video file. At this point, we now have a complete talking video. Final step, save the results back to Google Sheets. The final step is to save everything back into the sheet. We take the video URL, the upscaled image URL, and the row number and write them back into the exact same row we started with. We also update the status to completed. Now the sheet contains both the inputs and the outputs, which means that job is officially done, and the workflow is ready to pick up the next pending item automatically. So that's the full picture. The biggest barrier in AI video has always been realism, and today you've seen how Higgsfield solves that by fixing the foundation. When your character actually looks lifelike, everything you add on top, the lip sync, the motion, the upscaling, suddenly feels smoother, cleaner, and way more cinematic. And this is really just the start. AI video is moving fast toward full pipeline realism. Tools like Higgsfield are early signs of a world where AI-looking videos fade away and anyone can create digital humans that look production-ready. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to subscribe and check out the next tutorial where we walk through the full pipeline step by step.